Hey, welcome back to Driver 88. I hope you're all well. Today we've got an update on a dear friend's car collection. You might have seen many sort of tests with Porsches GT3 versus GT4RS, GT4 versus GT4RS. Today we're probably going to answer that question, and I definitely think it's why not both. Our dear friend of the channel, Jackie, has decided that is the answer, so she's just added a GT4RS to her collection. So let's meet Jackie and let's meet both cars. They're well loved, they're well tracked, and we'll also be going for a drive. So we welcome Jackie back to Driver 88. Welcome back to the channel. And she's brought a new car along to the collection. We'll put a link in the description of the previous video with Jackie with all your other lovely cars. They're all manual, but you've added a non-manual, a GT4RS. Yeah. Maybe if you could give us an idea of what the journey was like getting this thing, and what made you decide on the 4RS and what you've done with it so far.
Okay, so if we pick up on the last video, I think Nick was alluding to the fact that we were going to get the 4RS. Nick's like, what was the reason we got the 4RS? The reason is not in the camera frame. He's sitting outside. He wanted the 4RS so he could take a PDK car on the track.
Yeah.
What was the journey? So, for better or for worse, I started out going to the track before my husband did. And then he decided it looked like fun, so he started to come to the track as well. Took the GT4 out a couple of times and thought that it was brilliant, but he thought he could go faster in a PDK car.
Well, you would be, yeah. Naturally, 9k RPM, quick, very, very quick shifts in the PDK.
So that is the reason we have a 4RS.
To go faster on track. I mean, there's a much better reason than that. Not reason to just have it sitting in a garage or just getting one because you were told you should have one. It's a good reason. It's a good reason to buy a new RS product, just to take it on track where it's supposed to be.
The reality is, as much as I like the performance, I also like the aesthetics of the car. And when we put in an expression of interest, we had specced it out to get amethyst metallic, which is one of Porsche's PTS colours. And we'd done that back in 2021. And unfortunately, at some point, Porsche came back to us and said they weren't sending any more PTS allocations for the GT4RS. And if we wanted one, we could wait and see what happened in 2024, or we could get one in the standard colour. And so we decided not to wait for 2024. So we got ours in the launch colour, which is actually Arctic Grey.
And it's wrapped.
So this is a great representation of Arctic Grey.
I love it though. And so then you've added some like stripes as well, some other decals.
So this is a amethyst GSFW PPF done by Wrap Industries. Yeah, we put the decals on the side sort of to match the GT4 and also to match the gold wheels.
I like the combination. Purple and gold looks good to me.
Yeah, it is purple. In certain lights it looks black, which is also pretty fun.
Ooh. And tell me, what was it like? I knew that it would shock you, the difference between the GT4 and the 4RS on track. It's 100. It's not just 100 horsepower more. It's like it's so much more aggressive in every other way. So you took it to Phillip Island.
We did. So we ran it in as quickly as we could. We ran it in over 3 weekends so that we could get it out to Phillip Island as soon as we had the opportunity.
Yeah.
I will admit that I actually didn't book in for a formal track day, so I have to thank Dean Samet and the guys at Evolve driver training for letting me take it for a couple of laps around just to get the feel for the car. I think exhilarating, isn't it? I got 2 clear runs down the front, clear runs down the front straight. And when you hear the revs go up and then the blips of the gear changing.
So satisfying.
And then before you know it, turn one is in your vision.
Yeah.
It's exhilarating. It's exhilarating.
I think I'd probably show you some track footage now of our friend Chris, like coming onto the straight of Phillip Island. There's 3 or 4 9K RPM shifts that are just, there's nothing like it with these cars coming into turn 1. So
Yeah.
you'll probably be taking it back. Have you taken it to Sandown yet? Or you will eventually?
No. I think our next round will be back at Phillip Island again, actually.
Nice. It's probably the right place for it.
Yeah.
So how do you, I've always thought between the differences between the two,
Yeah.
I think it's almost like a perfect 2-car garage in a way.
How do you choose? Which one is petrol?
No, I'm just saying between these two, I think you get almost like so many perfect things in for an enthusiast, right? You've got a manual, you've got a PDK, both track focused, but both can fill all sorts of different roles for an enthusiast. So I think they make this amazing pairing. Even though they're both Caymans, they're so different to experience.
Yeah, I think one of the lovely things about this car is this car's actually a really lovely road car.
Yeah.
So when I went out to Phillip Island, I actually drove this one back and forth in the day.
Perfect.
And driving back in this one, after driving this one on the track, is actually really enjoyable because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
Then you get to actually drive and engage with the car over the 2.5 hour period. You don't have the air intakes behind your head the whole time.
Super loud.
So this one actually is perhaps a better all-rounder. Well, it is a better all-rounder, isn't it, at the end of the day? So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Maybe you could take me for a quick drive in this one.
No?
Yes. It just makes me miss my old one anyway. But I still will have a short drive.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for bringing them. They look fantastic together.
Yeah.
I think that these are two essentially future classics, really, because to give reference, the GT4 is now finished production permanently. The 4RS, from what I've heard rumours recently, is that this has like 10 months or 9 months left of production to go. So this is essentially the end of the Cayman line, and from then on we're all EVs. So we're going to enjoy these while we can. So we'll take the RS for a quick drive. Now, firstly, number one thing. There's only one thing you need to option on your 4RS, and that is front lift. The other options are...
All the buttons are on.
Yeah. It's almost as if it's aftermarket exhaust. It sounds so good. Are you shocked by the difference in sound between this and the GT4?
Look, it's a different sound, I think, is probably the best way to put it.
Well, it's a larger capacity, and it's also the GT3 Cup engine, so it is quite a different engine actually.
One of the things that a lot of people wondered about was the engine noise.
Yeah.
But I suppose for someone who's been trained for 10 years with a Lotus engine behind their ears, it's not really that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's a really...
Unfortunately, we're stuck with Melbourne's less than perfect roads. And with this car,
It's a little annoying, isn't it?
It's a little bit, you can jump this thing actually pretty easily on rough roads. And how would you compare this? So you've had 2 Lotuses in the past, right?
I currently have a Lotus, yes.
And currently have a Lotus. How would you compare this to the Lotus?
They're not really comparable, are they? They're very different handling cars.
Yeah.
My Lotus is probably not the correct Lotus to compare to because it's underpowered. I wouldn't say underpowered, but it's only 220 horsepower.
Yeah.
But it's small and it's light and it handles very, very well. But you put this on the front street of Phillip Island and my Lotus will be left in the dust.
Yeah, of course.
If I had to commit to an opinion, which I guess I have to because I'm on this podcast, the Lotus is fun on a whole nother level.
Yeah, a different type of fun.
It's fun. It's lot of performance, but the handling, turn, the corners, all that sort of stuff is very special in the Lotus. And I will say, as the Lotus Elise, that's really, really fun, because the way that the Elises were built, the connection to the steering is different. To, let's say, the new model Lotuses now with the Amira, etc.
Have you tried the Amira? Yeah.
I have not driven it properly. I've sort of let it poodle around, but that doesn't really count.
So you've briefly driven the Amira.
So the Lotus might be one of the most engaging driving experiences that I've certainly experienced. Having driven a couple of different types of cars, but this one, I think, when you're in the mindset of wanting a car that's powerful, a car that performs with precision on the racetrack, this is the car. This is the car. The instructors with Evolve Driving, as I said, when I said, you know, I'm taking this car out for the first time and it's somewhat intimidating, they said, the car will look after you. Nothing to worry about.
If you can't hear me, Jackie was just saying the first time on track with the instructors was somewhat intimidating, but the car will look after you. And definitely GT cars, I found in my experience, they're so at home on the track and they do look after you. You can inch your progress and aggression very easily over a day, and you're going to be looked after and get a really good amount of feedback with the car to let you know whether you're going to go over the boundaries or not. Well, thank you very much for showing us the car. It's in an incredible colour. We'll show you now. Under the sun, it looks so nice, and it contrasts so well with the GT4. I'd say you'd probably have both of these cars for a long time to come, right?
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, I thought so. Thanks for being on the channel again, Jackie. If you enjoyed this, we've always got plenty more Porsche content and other cool stuff to come. So we shall see you next time, and thank you very much for watching.